hope that's good.
Yes.
I feel nervous talking to a camera.
Cameras are scary. They don't talk back.
They
They won't tell you
They
if you
won't.
sound like an idiot or whatever. You didn't.
All right. Hi, my name is Chris Cooch. This is Sarah Clarke of the great band Dirty Revival and Outer Orbit and all the other fun things that are happening. We're really glad you're watching. We're going to eat some food here and play some music and do some talking. It's going to be great. So, I've been doing, along with this, it's like doing this is the third time. I'm trying to get people to like pick what songs they want to do, and if they want to do their own, I want to learn that shit too. But the past couple weeks, like last week with Kellen, we did a Paul McCartney song.
Oh, awesome.
It's like, oh shit,
Okay,
what a great idea.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
And this one, it's like I never even heard this song before, and then I listened to it and I was like, oh damn.
She's amazing. She's been a huge like writing influence for me over the last like 6 months or so. Just the way that her lyrics are so beautiful and everything is just beautiful.
What about her writing style do you like so much?
I mean, it's like deceptively challenging music, you know, but like it sounds so authentic and simple, you know, but it doesn't seem like it is actually that simple, you know, and her melodies are just like ridiculous.
Does she play the guitar?
Yeah.
Man, she's like learning this song. Like, there's a couple things that I just left out, but it's like very intricate. And she's stripped down, which is beautiful.
It is so beautiful, and I just like I've been listening to her. And are you familiar with Jenna Bell?
I am.
Yeah, John Forbid. Like I play that with Galen sometimes, or actually exactly one time, but I want to do it all the time. I love her songwriting. Like I'm just really kind of, I mean, maybe it's because of the nature of the music that Dirty Revival that I've been singing for, 6 years or whatever, that is like so high energy feeling all the time that I'm just like, I feel like I'm kind of drifting towards this like more intimate sound in music, and like creating that is very fun for me.
Yeah, I can so relate to that, because World's Finest is like we're a party band and a jam band and like a high energy thing, which I love. But I'm finding more and more like the things that fill me up musically in a totally different way are just me in a room with a bunch of people sitting down and listening. Yeah. And just me on my guitar. I'm not a fantastic guitar player, but it's more about the songs. Right.
You get to play. I mean, it's like really be yourself, and there's like a vulnerability there, and just sharing. So honestly, like who you are and what music means to you is something that I don't know. I feel again like our bands are so similar in the way that it is. There's such a high energy party atmosphere, and I also love it. Like I love that the feeling I get from that, but I am very aware that I want other things to do as well. Like it's a nice balance.
I'm just finding more and more there's so much that I would like to do. Yeah. And so I just need to do it all.
Right. Exactly. Well, and that's the thing too. It's like I'm like, oh, I'll write. Sometimes I sit down and write songs that are like, like folk songs, that are very much so not what I think people. Or that I don't really expect for myself. I kind of go like leading towards a more like jazz, pop, R&B sound, you know. But then sometimes it's like that's also very fun and very nice to like really focus on like simple melodies, I guess, and lyrics that are, a little, or like even just chords that are like not as.
It's not a funk
stacked,
chord.
It's like not.
It's a friggin' C.
Yeah, just a chord, right? It doesn't have to have like all the extensions and all the things that, which I think is great too. It makes music sound really good sometimes, but it's fun to like really simplify that down to the essence of the chord and the music.
I started playing guitar by writing my own songs, so it's like I think I got all that simple stuff out of the way a long time ago. So I've been trying to add a little more color to the chords that I write but it still just comes back to like the lyrics and the song and how you put the song together.
Exactly. I feel that's kind of one of my biggest challenges for me is like completing songs. Like when I'm writing for myself, I have like 1,000 songs that I've written exactly one verse to, and then I just kind of hum along. Like I'm like, oh, I'll add another verse here someday, and here's the chorus is there and the bridge is there, but I never actually finish it, and that's kind of been a thing for me this last month, really trying to finish songs so I can like perform them. Weird.
I probably have like 4 songs going at a time always.
Yeah.
And then I'll look back and be like, oh snap, that'll actually fit this chord progression that I've been working on lately.
There we go.
Do you find that you write out, like, because you write on piano, is that how you write? Do you do chord progression first or melody first, or do you have like a tagline that like gets stuck in your head? Or
I feel like the progression is always usually, it's like how I start most of the time, just because I really think that sometimes when I find the right progression, the song just kind of comes out, like the lyrics or like the content and all the stuff. It just kind of makes itself known, like it's like it kind of tells you what it wants to be about, and that's I rarely ever set out to write a song about something, and like and every time I do, I find that to be really challenging, or I won't like quite get there with it because I'm like, I don't know, I want to write from a different point of view, I guess.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, it changes, I think. I get sometimes like I'll hear a melody in my head, and then I'll write the chord changes to the melody that I have in my head already. Sometimes I'll like come up with a line, and then like it used to happen a lot when I was riding my bike, because like you have that rhythm.
Yeah.
And like so something will just pop in there and it'll be like then like catch like the way you want the cadence to go. Sometimes I'll write to the particular cadence I want to hear.
Right.
I don't know. It changes a lot, and like then I'll go like months without writing a song, and I'll be like, I'm a piece of shit.
What's happened? Yeah. Well, that like writer's block is such a thing. Yeah. I really, I think I stopped a lot of Dirty Revival's process. John Shaw and I write a lot of the music, and he will like come up with like the entire soundscape, and then basically like give it to me to write to. And so for a long time, I wasn't really writing. I just felt like I wasn't really writing songs. I was just like the lyricist and the melody writer. But I've been, I don't know, and then that's really fun to do. And I do a lot of that with like, I work with another project with Galen Clarke.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
That's the best.
Yeah, tell me how that came together, because those are the most monster players around, and you're up in it too.
It's so crazy.
Awesome.
Yeah, he had called me just to see if I wanted to sit in one time, and I'd never played with Damien, and I think I did like one gig with Peter a while back, or Tyrone. I'd never played with anyone actually,
yeah.
So I was like, honestly pretty intimidated by that, but it was like at the Goodfoot, and there was like nobody there, but we had such a good time. It was just, I was like, felt so happy on stage, like really in a new way. Like I'm happy on stage all the time, I think, but most of the time. But this was just like a new thing. I was like, these guys are so good.
Yeah.
Are all so good. And I just like couldn't, I was like what is even happening?
I love those moments, man. Like,
did you guys hear this?
Am I?
Like, is this real life?
Right now? Am I actually part of this?
It was crazy. And then it was like, and we just, like, it felt so good. And we were all, like, when we were all done, we were all just standing around, like, grinning at each other, like, let's do this some more,
Yeah.
And so I started, Galen, like, send me, he writes all the music for Outer Orbit. He'll send me a track, and we'll record it. I'll just, like, there's a song, Atmosphere, that we did, and we had never, ever performed it, ever, I don't think. We, like, showed up at the studio, and everyone just took their places, and we just tracked the song, and I don't think he'd ever heard the lyrics or anything, and it was just, it was just fun. It was like, everyone's just like,
yeah. But
they're all the top of their game, and it's one of my favorite projects to work with right now, and it's so malleable. Like, a lot of people come in and out, it doesn't always have to be the same lineup, but I feel like when we have, like, the Mikey Elson and Galen and Peter Knudsen, Tyrone, and Damien, that's just like,
oh
okay.
My gosh.
Like, this is really something.
What's crazy is in Portland, like, every one of those players there's a person that could back them up
Right.
and replace them in this town that's just as good
Right.
and has just as much vibe. The Portland scene right now is
it's killer.
It's insane, the caliber of players that are out there right now.
I'm blown away. Like, Greater Kind is one of my favorite bands to watch. Have you seen them play?
I've not actually caught one of their shows, but see the name
guys.
all over the place.
Corey Milwaukee and Charlie Brown.
That's right. That's that band.
Yeah,
that's right.
And Peter.
All those guys are just
Spencer Arnold. Yeah, they're just
super
monsters.
young,
They're so
crushing.
I know. They make me want to go
young.
study everything.
Yeah.
Every time I leave, like, I see a lot of the 1905, and every single time I walk away, I'm just like, okay, you need to get in the shed. You're not coming out until you, just like, they are so good. And, but it's like, and it's so exciting for me. I mean, they're all like more than 10 years to get younger than me, but I just am like so thrilled to see that, like, just young, bright, intelligent, incredibly talented, hardworking people. It just gives me a lot of hope. It's
Same.
Really
when we started working with Clarke, Flesh,
love that guy.
It was like, man, you're 25, and he had like a better professional head on him than us who've been doing this, like forever. On the road forever. So it's like, it was very nice to see like how the younger generation is approaching like full go.
Yeah,
they're all like so down.
They're pros. I mean, I don't know. It's just so inspiring. I really,
Agreed.
And it's not just I mean, like, there's, like, I think all across, we have a lot of amazing, like, Brian Foxworth, Ben Jones, and what they're doing is also just like super impressive and fun. And I just, I just really think the Portland music scene is special, and it's been really nice the last year or so that I've had the opportunity to kind of get into it more. Dirty Revival's been on the road for so long, and I haven't really had the ability to cultivate a lot of relationships in town, and so I've been really, really, really trying to change that, and spend more time.
It's not going to take long for you to you're already doing it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm really lucky people are so...
Yeah, everybody wants to work with you.
So
That's
nice. It's really cool. It's like really... It feels really like it's nice to have a community and to feel that lifted up and supported. Especially like, because I didn't even get on a stage with a microphone until I was 30. So
is that real?
Yeah.
That's true? Holy
when
crap.
Dirty Revival started was the first band I've ever been in.
No way.
Yeah. So I like, and then I was just like, they were like my security blanket, I was like afraid of everything, but I had my guys and we really hit it hard when, we decided to kind of go for it or whatever. But, I've always felt kind of nervous about the Portland scene because I don't know anyone, and so then it's like, obviously as time passes and you start sitting in with people or get, working the wedding circuit or whatever it is, it's like start to get to know people better. And
did you jump on that blue wave thing?
Yeah, that's fun. I mean, that can be really fun, and sometimes it can be really not fun.
It's like, here's 45 songs to learn in 3 days.
Right, and you never rehearse it with anyone. You just show up and you're like, all right, I hope you guys all did the thing.
Did Dirty get wedding gigs?
Mm-hmm.
I love when my band gets a wedding gig, because like we get silly with them.
Yeah.
Get rowdy. Sometimes those are the most fun shows.
But my life before music, I did a lot of catering. And so weddings give me a lot of anxiety because I'm like, oh my gosh, that table needs to be bussed, and what's happening, and who's even cutting the cake? I just like get into this weird like work mode, but I'm also like, worried about the music and all the things too, and I just like I get like
makes
really
a lot
weird.
Of sense.
It's almost easier too when it's like the blue wave thing, because there is like a little less like personal responsibility, I guess. Like when it's Dirty Revival, I feel I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's like a little less pressure. It feels easier to execute, but
I feel like I get more nervous for solo gigs or like my kids' music gigs than I do for any crowd like I could be put in front of with World's Finest, because I know my team. We know our game. It's like with like a room full of 10 5-year-olds. I'm like, man, I hope they like me.
Yeah, I know. What if they leave?
What if they leave?
I mean, that's the thing with kids, though, is that, like, I feel you want, they're so honest.
Yeah, exactly.
It's, like, so different. They're not
you can
going to
tell
sit there out of
immediately.
being polite. You know, they're going to be like, nope, anyways.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
How we doing on food in there, Daniel?
We could be eating in 10 minutes.
Let's fire it up.
Right.
I feel like let's run the song and then we'll eat some food. Last week was funny. Daniel's been doing his thing is the breakfast every time, and he's not a cook. So, but like the last 2 times he's done this, it's been after he's pulled an all-night shift at work, so he shows up here completely just like drained, and then cooks a bunch of food for us.
That's really nice of you.
And
Thank you, Daniel.
It's turned out fantastic both times.
That's amazing.
It's an experience.
Yeah. Oh my
Whatever
God.
it is, it's an experience.
I'm sure it's going to be delicious. I was not ready the day you gave me your heart. I was still falling apart. But since that moment, I can't stop hearing your name. Wondering about you always. Come back, Georgia, come back. Come back, Georgia, come back. I just need another chance. A chance to make it better. Come back, Georgia, come back. Come back, Georgia, come back. I just need another chance. A chance to make it better. I was unhappy the day you left out my door. I was just feeling unsure. So long I missed you, I can honestly say. Ready to love you always. Come back, Georgia, come back. Come back, Georgia, come back. I just need another chance. A chance to make it better. Come back, Georgia, come back. Come back, Georgia, come back. I just need another chance. A chance to make it better. Oh, I think that you would be resting in my arms. How I wish I knew, Georgia, where you are. I can't be without you, Georgia. Come back, Georgia, come back. Come back, Georgia, come back. I just need another chance. A chance to make it better. Come back, Georgia, come back. Come back, Georgia, come back. I just need another chance. A chance to make it
Do you want to? Should we get the plate shot as well?
Before I start eating it.
Yeah. Oh
Yes.
dang!
Thank you.
Thank you, Chef.
Bon
Yes.
appetite.
Oh my God. Okay.
Do you find that when you're on the road, people want to cook for you?
Sometimes yes, and that's lovely.
Yes.
Because eating on the road is hard. But we go grocery shopping and we try our best to eat as healthy as possible. Because you can't live on gas station food forever.
No.
Alexa, what's that chord?
And like the idea is to keep it super light, so I hope we use that. Am I doing good?